Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal Thomas Forrester lost his job, and the across-the-board rejection by his family crushed him. Now he's devastated and jobless, with nowhere to turn. So is Thomas leaving bold and beautiful after this disaster. Forrester. Thomas crushed on the bold and the beautiful by fire and rejection. Spoilers for this week confirm Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, faces the music on Bold and Beautiful. Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, couldn't be bothered to attend the board meeting at the fashion house, but she made her wishes known about her brother. It's time for her brother to face the fallout of his foolhardy actions, and he tries to take control of the meeting from the jump. To try and get ahead of his haters, Thomas owned up to targeting Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, or steps and said on the bold and the beautiful that he wanted his parents to be together. Then he says he felt like he had to lie to make it happen, but he realizes what he did was deeply wrong. He even adds that he knows he needs years of therapy to self-correct. But despite all the things he said right, it's clear that Thomas did many bad things. And Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Brooke are there to call him out. Meanwhile, Steffi's too angry to even show up for the tribunal set to punish her brother. With his shameful son, Ridge Forrester casts a decisive vote on family done on Bold and Beautiful. On the Bold and the Beautiful, it comes down to Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, who decides whether Thomas gets another chance at the family's fashion house. But Ridge doesn't trust his son and is furious at the lengths he went to. Despite Thomas Forrester begging his dad not to watch Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge is his eldest son. He tells him goodbye and says his son's days at Forrester Creations are finished. This crushes the designer. And then they walk out, leaving him in tears. It's clear from his smooth talk that the young designer thought he could talk his way out of this jam. He was certain he could tell his dad, sorry, and get away with it. After all, he's done it often in years past. Think about all his former sins. He got away with his lie about baby Beth, and he chased a Forrester in turn to her death when she drove off the road while staring at her phone. In fact, despite facing tons of criticism, Thomas escaped punishment for most of his past sins. No more, it seems. Do you think Thomas Forrester will leave Bold and Beautiful, or will he stay to exact revenge? The big question now looms. Is Thomas Forrester leaving Bold and the Beautiful? He's got no job, no love life, and probably no bed to sleep in at any home owned by his family. Plus, his lies disgusted his son, Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samiri. So, what's left for Thomas now? And who's left to be kind to him on the episode? Only Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, is hated more than him right now. That has many wondering if Thomas will leave Bold and Beautiful. If so, it wouldn't be the first time. They wrote out Thomas when Pearson Fode decided to exit the role. Later, they recast Matthew Atkinson in the role, and he's been much changed since then, getting into one ethical scrape after another on Bold and the Beautiful. So will he get the therapy he clearly needs? And will he rehabilitate himself step by step? Or will he embrace his dark side after this shunning from all his family and co-workers? It seems likelier that Thomas Forrester goes totally dark, right? Unless he just leaves. Bold and Beautiful left Thomas Forrester looked a bit panicked after dropping that bombshell on Hope Logan on the Bold and the Beautiful episode. But it's likely that the word will spread, even though he spoke to her in confidence in the privacy of her home. So, who overhears and blows this whole Emma Barber thing out of the water? The conversation between Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, was left dangling as a cliffhanger on Friday's Bold and the Beautiful. Still, to his credit, Thomas laid it all on the table for Hope. He seems to think that their relationship is so solid that it can bear the weight of the truth. But when Monday rolled around, Hope Logan didn't look too secure in her thoughts. Not like she did before knowing this about her lead designer. So he tells Hope about what he did that night. He hung his head and described how he chased Emma Barber, Nia Siu, before she wound up dead. Hope looked deeply disturbed over this on Bold and the Beautiful this week. To say that Hope was unsettled by this truth is likely an understatement. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate she's rattled enough to take her worries to her mother, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, while Hope likely won't offer the details to her mother According to the official spoilers, she will tell Brooke that she has some issues about Thomas Forrester's past. And of course, Brooke will latch onto that like it's a golden ticket to the chocolate factory. This interfering mom will grasp at anything that could drive a wedge between Hope and Thomas, especially if there's a chance to get him out of her life for good. But that's only one problem. Now it looks like Thomas and Hope have a bigger issue, and that's someone finding out the truth. Right now, only Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., Thomas, and Hope know. But many screenshots from the past float around online. Some contain bold and beautiful characters eavesdropping at a door or window. There seem to be more pictures of people snooping than you'd ever see of bold and the beautiful characters behind a desk at work. So, will snooping be the start of Thomas Forrester's downfall with the Emma Barber fallout? Thomas did behave very badly, but what he did that awful night on Bold and the Beautiful was not murder. And any laws he broke, the statute of limitations expired already. It's 3 years in California for anything short of murder or rape. So if Bold and Beautiful uses real-life facts as the basis for this plot, then not much should come out of this legally. But that's a big if. Nevertheless, it looks like the whole truth will roll out, and what the Forrester son did that night will become common knowledge. And of course, Brooke will use that to try and force Hope to finally dump Thomas. At the same time, the Logan matriarch likely jumps on her high horse once again when it comes to Thomas. So it's likely Ridge hears another round of how his son is awful. But this time she'll probably add that he's possibly a killer. In the latest episode of Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas pursues Emma Barber to a fatal end. Ridge has known all of this since 2019, when his son told him about it on Bold and the Beautiful. Yep, Thomas told him back then. He confessed it all to his dad, that he followed her, that he was speeding behind her, and that he was also driving too close. He said he tried to get her to pull over and talk, so he honked his horn and flashed his lights. Of course, Emma didn't know it was Thomas Forrester behind her. She thought it was some random, aggressive driver. Thomas was nowhere in sight when she hopped into her car on that Bold and the Beautiful episode. Before he left FC, Pam Douglas, Allie Mills, had cornered him in the CEO office with questions about cupcakes for a party. So Emma thought she made a clean getaway from him. She tried to get to Hope fast and thought someone was just being a jerk behind her on the road. She became upset, messing with her phone off and on, driving too fast on a curvy road, and tragedy ensued. Back around the time of the accident on Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas Forrester said to Ridge that no one could have survived that crash. And in truth, we saw on screen that she died moments after crashing. There's some bizarre stuff in the comments online, such as people saying Thomas Forrester went down the ravine. They even had him look in the windows in this version, then laugh and walk away. That simply did not happen. He stood at the top of the ravine, looked at the wreckage of the car, kind of smirked, then walked away. And yes, that's awful behavior. And he didn't call 911, which he should have done but was legally not required to do under CA law. Terrible, terrible behavior, no doubt. Still, no laws were broken, but let's stick to the Bold and Beautiful facts. He didn't stare at her through the window and laugh as she died. Nothing like that happened. No, but it's likely in Sanders' mind and in Brooke's mind that it went down. And I do expect that Thomas and Hope will continue discussing this at work in rooms where the doors aren't closed and someone overhears. Let's talk about who eavesdrops on them and here's what happened. Plus, where could it go from there? For instance, Steffi could overhear and know Thomas didn't tell her the whole truth. Knowing Steffi, she'd go right in, confront them, and rage at her brother, but I still don't think she'd tell Finn. I do think she'd keep protecting Thomas Forrester as Bold and the Beautiful rolls along. As for Brooke, this bold and beautiful protective mother would tell everyone who has ears if she overheard it. And I do think she'd also run to Ridge to share the proof that Thomas is wicked and a killer. And then Ridge will have to endure that awkward conversation with Brooke, starting with, "Yeah, I've known about this for years." If Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, overhears Thomas Forrester's secret, oh my gosh, he'll probably have his dad publish an article in one of their publications. He hates Thomas and may think publicly shaming the guy could get Hope to break up with him. Given how much Bold and the Beautiful's Brad Bell loves shoving R.G. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, and Luda Nozowa, Lisa Yamada, in our faces, one of them could overhear. But that would mean taking the information back to one of RG's parents, Ridge, who knows, and Brooke, who would love to know. In Bold and the Beautiful spoiler, did Thomas make the right decision in telling Hope Logan? So was it the right thing for Thomas Forrester to confess to Hope Logan? Yes. Has he changed since the night he did those dark deeds? Yes, I think he has changed significantly since his brain surgery. But Brad Bell only likes Logan and Logan's offspring to have nice things. Much like RJ getting a beach house this week when his cousin Zen Forrester, Delonda Metz, is pretty much couch surfing these days on Bold and the Beautiful. In the end, I think Hope Logan will stand by her man. Despite some hatred aimed at Thope, they are a source of rating boosts and do have a huge fan base. Brad Bell may want to step carefully before he burns the storyline down, if that is his plan. But yeah, I do see that soon everyone will know what Thomas did that night, and then it's going to be a big soapy mess. What do you think? Will Thomas Forrester and Hope Logan be overheard when they keep discussing Emma's fate at the office? Will everyone at FC soon know about the true chain of events that happened the night she died? And will it break up Thope on this Bold and the Beautiful? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Bold and Beautiful sale channel and stay with us.